Few Pokemon in Ash's journey have a story as personal or as heartbreaking as Larvitar. Poached as an egg and burdened by trauma before it even hatched, Larvitar's time with Ash was short but transformative. Though never actually caught, it formed a powerful bond with Ash and became one of his most iconic companions. Hi, I'm Professor Silver, and today I'll chronicle the history of Ash's Larvitar, detailing its journey from a fearful hatchling into a brave warrior who found strength through love. Today's video is sponsored by Arena Club, the ultimate marketplace for buying, selling, and trading cards. I've always loved Pokemon, but I took a major break from collecting the cards until now. Using Arena Club pulled me back into the hobby in a way that feels exciting, secure, and incredibly fun. What got me hooked are their slab packs. These are digital packs filled with pre-graded Pokemon or sports cards. It's got all the thrill of opening booster packs, but now with full transparency, guaranteed grades, and built-in protection. In one of my first packs, I pulled a Gym Challenge Holo Blaine's Charizard graded SGC 8.5. If you don't want to keep your card, Arena Club gives you an instant offer through their Slab Safe program, guaranteeing at least 80% of retail value. You can use that credit to buy another pack, pick a card from the marketplace, or just cash out. Every card you pull gets added to your personal digital showroom, which makes it easy to display your collection or trade with others. And if you want the physical card, you can have it shipped to you anytime. So if you want to experience the thrill of pulling a graded card, you can get 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase by going to arenaclub.com/AlexSilver and using code AlexSilver. After you do so, make sure to comment what card you pulled. And now back to today's video. Larvitar's story begins in tragedy. While still an egg, it was stolen by poachers who attacked its mother, Tyranitar. Though unhatched, Larvitar could see, hear, and feel everything. The poachers boxed its egg, but it fell loose during their escape from Mount Silver's Pokemon Reserve. Alone and vulnerable, Larvitar was kicked by strangers and nearly crushed by a truck before being rescued and taken to the Marine Pokemon Lab. There, researcher Naomi alerted Professor Elm, who tasked Ash with retrieving the egg in Lapras of Luxury. With time to spare before the Johto League, Ash agreed to deliver the egg to Elm's lab. At the time, neither Ash nor Elm were aware of Larvitar's trauma. On the way to the lab, Larvitar hatched in Hatch Me If You Can. It was born cold and asleep, so Ash rushed it to a Pokemon Center. Even with heaters, Larvitar's condition worsened. After Team Rocket cut the power, Ash and his Cyndaquil spent the night keeping Larvitar warm. Larvitar was unresponsive because its trauma robbed it of the will to live. Ash briefly entered Larvitar's memories while they slept, but the full extent of Larvitar's trauma wouldn't be revealed for several episodes. By morning, Larvitar was stable but still withdrawn. To help it heal, Ash showed it the beauty of the world. As they took in the earth, sky, and sea, Ash promised it would never be hurt again. The promise was quickly tested when Team Rocket attacked. Ash shielded Larvitar, only to be captured himself. He pleaded for the rock type to save itself, but when Team Rocket endangered a group of Jumpluff, Larvitar stood strong. Rather than flee, it belted out Screech and blasted off Team Rocket with hidden power. For the first time, Larvitar found its voice, its strength, and a reason to live. Though victory boosted Larvitar's confidence, it still froze up around everyone but Ash. While Ash planned to leave Larvitar with Professor Elm, Elm suggested he return it to Mount Silver. He believed it needed to reconnect with its birthplace to fully recover. Professor Oak agreed and encouraged Ash to show Larvitar more of the world, so Ash did just that. Both Ash and Larvitar were thrilled to travel together. Since Larvitar was never intended to be a permanent team member, Ash didn't actually catch it. Across the next 6 episodes, Ash helped Larvitar open up as they traveled towards Mount Silver. By the start of Entei at Your Own Risk, they were inseparable. Wherever Ash went, Larvitar followed in his backpack. Misty and Brock were jealous, as Larvitar froze up whenever they made contact. They felt Ash was too soft, but he loved Larvitar dearly and did everything he could to protect it. To help Larvitar socialize, Ash introduced it to his and his friends' Pokemon. Unfortunately, the results were disastrous. Totodile was too rowdy, Cyndaquil too shy, Bayleaf too affectionate, Noctowl too scary, and Psyduck too rude. Only Phanpy's kindness and Geodude's introduction to warm sand made Larvitar feel at ease. It was after Team Rocket caught everyone that everything changed. Watching the Pokemon work together inspired Larvitar to befriend them. Though Larvitar had become more social, it still struggled around Brock, Misty, and other Pokemon. Their attempts to connect often triggered screeching fits and tears. Nevertheless, in a crowning achievement, Larvitar took another leap by befriending a Slowpoke named Arthur. When Team Rocket tried to steal the King's Rock that Arthur needed to end his home's drought, Larvitar defended it with Screech. The move stunned everyone except Arthur, who remained calm and immune. After Team Rocket was defeated, Larvitar defended Arthur from Shelter, allowing him the freedom to evolve into Slowking and lead his colony to a new home. Ultimately, the experience bolstered Larvitar's ability to make friends and trust others. Having learned to form friendships under Ash's supervision, Larvitar began building relationships all on its own. In Here's Looking at You Elekid, it bonded with a wild Elekid despite clashing personalities. While Larvitar was reserved, Elekid was loud and carefree. After the two were caught by Team Rocket, they became the best of friends. Elekid fed Larvitar, taught it to eat with flair, and even rescued it. In return, Larvitar protected Elekid from James's Weepinbell and looked heartbroken when Casey caught it. The bond proved Larvitar's growing social intelligence. During You're a Star, Larvitar revealed its growing self-confidence. It calmly sat in a room full of strangers, marveled at Ash's battling ability against a Magby, and sprang into action when Team Rocket captured Ash's Pokemon along with other Pokemon belonging to League competitors. Instead of freezing in fear, Larvitar bit through their truck tires, used Dig and Bite to free Ash, and freed the stolen Pokemon. Once timid and closed off, Larvitar was becoming a leader. Larvitar's growth continued in Address Unknown after it befriended a sick and lonely Unknown. When Team Rocket struck, Larvitar defended Unknown with Hidden Power. Wobbuffet repelled the attack, but Unknown blocked the blast and accidentally mind-melded with Larvitar in the process. The melding transported Ash and his friends into Larvitar's memories. Scenes of Elekid, Magby, and Slowking helped them piece together what had happened. Eventually, they found Larvitar within a fractured egg. It had been pierced by a black spike that represented Larvitar's bad memories. In the memories, Ash was viewed in color, while Misty and Brock were seen in black and white. This stark contrast illustrated Larvitar's lingering fear and distrust of others. As more memories unfolded, they saw how Larvitar's deep fear of humans stemmed from its being taken from its mother. To help Larvitar shatter the mental prison, Ash reminded it of their time together and literally broke its traumatic barriers. Once Unknown returned them to reality, Larvitar let go of its past and fully embraced Brock and Misty as friends. When they reached Mount Silver in the Mother of All Battles, Larvitar proved just how far it had come. Previously frozen by anxiety, it beamed with excitement upon reaching the reserve. Though it had only been there as an egg, it instinctively recognized its birthplace. Soon after arriving, Larvitar happened across its mother, Tyranitar. Ash recognized her from the scar on her chest, but she mistook him for a poacher and attacked with Hyper Beam. Ash tried to retreat with the hope that Larvitar would stay behind, but Larvitar refused to leave his side. It wasn't until Larvitar cried that Tyranitar realized that it was her child and Ash meant no harm. Unfortunately, the reunion was short-lived. The Pokemon Poacher brothers ambushed them and captured Tyranitar within a near indestructible Pokebag. Right as all seemed lost, Larvitar used a desperate Screech. The cry reignited Tyranitar's strength, allowing her to break free and take down the Poacher's balloon with Hyper Beam. Finally reunited, Larvitar and Tyranitar then combined Hidden Power and Hyper Beam to defeat the villains. In the end, Larvitar gained something far greater than strength. It gained confidence, the ability to interact with anyone, and a mother who loved it. Rather than follow Ash to the Johto League, Larvitar chose to stay at the reserve with Tyranitar. Instead of being marred by despair, the farewell between Ash and Larvitar was incredibly joyful. Both of them knew they had changed each other for the better. Ash showed Larvitar how to love, while Larvitar taught Ash how to be a dad. Since its departure, Larvitar hasn't physically returned. Instead, it appeared in the Spurt opening, Meloetta's Moonlight Serenade, and a flashback in the Sun and Moon episode Alola Kanto. During Journeys, Larvitar also showed up alongside the Johto team during Pikachu's Vision in Partners in Time, and in Ash's Fantasy in Heroes United. These appearances confirmed that Larvitar was as important to Ash's journey as any officially caught Pokemon. Had Larvitar joined Ash's team earlier in the saga, it might have become his Johto ace. That region lacked a clear powerhouse, and Larvitar had the potential to fill the role. Ash's rival Richie owning a Pupitar echoed this missed opportunity, as he was known for catching the same Pokemon as Ash. Richie's Pupitar may have been the show's way of hinting at what Larvitar could have become. Outside of Johto, Larvitar had major potential. It could have easily taken Dragonite's spot in Journeys. With proper build-up, Mega Tyranitar might have been the one to beat Cynthia's Garchomp. But alas, that's the path not taken. As that concludes its history, let's get to its battle record. Larvitar never fully battled another Pokemon, but it conquered something far greater, its own trauma. Move-wise, Larvitar used Bite, Dig, Hidden Power, and Screech. While Larvitar never joined Ash's team, its brief but emotional arc remains one of the series' best. What I love most about Larvitar is how its recovery reflected Ash's emotional depth. He wasn't just chasing badges, he was healing a broken Pokemon. By letting Larvitar go without hesitation, Ash proved that his care for Pokemon always outweighed his own ambition. That kind of selflessness says more than any championship ever could. Of course, I still wish Larvitar and Ash would have reunited. It's a shame we didn't get to see it grow as a battler. In a different timeline, Larvitar might have stood alongside greats like Charizard and Greninja. All in all, even though Larvitar never returned, it's a standout Pokemon in the series. On that, class is adjourned. I want to give a big thanks to Arena Club for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to check them out for yourself by clicking the link in the description and using code AlexSilver to get 20% off your first slab pack. I'm Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.